welcome back to White Wizard Games Fair 2016. My name is Nathan Davis. I'm one of the editors and producers on StarRealms, and joining me is digital producer Jay Lensdahl, and we are here covering round 5, the final qualifying round of the Digital 1K. And
I'm excited.
I know. How excited are you? This is going to be great. So we have actually on stream right now John Della Rose. He is the author of our new StarRealms novel called Rescue Run, and he's playing against Richard Matney, and they're actually both from California. It's a battle of Northern California and Southern California right here in the hub of the gaming universe. So let's get into the action, and let's see what happens. The winner of this match is going to make it into our top 8 playoff to get a slice of $1,000, which, you know, is not a bad afternoon.
A bunch of boxes, maybe some play mats.
Absolutely.
Cool stuff. So as you see on camera, we have set up some big screens. So we see WWG Alpha versus WWG Gamma. So
Gamma, that's a Tomo. He's playing his turn right now. That's Della Rose. And I didn't see what he picked up.
It looked like a blob wheel.
Yeah, so this game is using only the StarRealms base game.
All right, so vanilla, as they sometimes call it.
As the kids call it.
On our fan page.
And each round of the tournament, we use a different set of cards. So sometimes it's just the base games. We did a Gambits round, I think, earlier, or maybe that was this morning. Who knows what you're going to get each round? In this round, it just happened to land on vanilla.
All right, so we're now in Matney's turn, Richard Matney. Looking at 3 Scouts and 2 Vipers on the trade road, the only thing that he would be able to buy with those 3 Scouts would be the Imperial Frigate. A damage card early, not always the best buy.
Nope. Well, I mean, it depends on, there's no economy on the board, with the exception of
Space Station.
Yeah, the space station, and scrapping the space station to get something big is, that's been a good play for 3 years.
And so with economy, you mean, try to get more trade?
Right, and so there's no early trade at all. So this is tough, and maybe it's just, damage dealing time. Or maybe it's time to... I don't like buying Explorers. The only buy, it never makes me feel good, but sometimes you just got to do it.
I mean, yeah, so early on, maybe there is a bunch of more expensive stuff, like we see a battle blob, we see a machine base. So we'll see what
appears to be
Matney is doing.
Some sort of delay in the live room.
All right, there we go. So now we see what's happening. So I think we missed a turn there. We went over to Otomo's turn, who bought the Imperial Frigate we were talking about earlier, and an Explorer.
Right.
We are now back.
And Gamma's during the buy that we were talking about. So sorry, Otomo. All right. So now we've caught up, and here we go. So now Richard Matney is playing out his hand, and he's also. Yeah.
Right.
So we're just neither player willing to or able to buy anything, and got the lag wheel. Maybe we should make that as a card. Lag wheel goes with blob wheel.
I don't think that's a great idea.
No? Okay.
So
this is a tough call. So do you back up your prior purchase with the Hive, or do you buy...
Especially, I think I would buy probably the Hive. You have a blob wheel, which is, it allies with the Hive.
No, but he bought that so he could scrap it and get one of those 7 or 8 cost cards.
Yeah, so it's looking
6
like
or 7 cost cards.
Like he prefers that economy kind of strategy you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of trade, buy one of the big expensive ones.
Yeah, but how do you turn down the Hive? It's a tough call. And part of the reason why I love StarRealms is that every now and then there is an obvious play, but the vast majority of the time, there are multiple ways you can go here. Like right here, should he scrap that and pick up the 3 trade, and that'll let him bridge up to
the battle blob.
And I think that's what he's going to do, maybe?
Yeah, he was definitely considering.
Or he's going to get the Corvette. Yep. I think that's a strict upgrade.
Yep, well, I mean, like, definitely, since he has that space station, if you shuffle, get that space station, a couple scouts, and you manage to pick up a mothership, that's, mothership and a battle blob. That's a tag team. So on the other side, we just saw Matney's, Otomo's turn replay. So we see there the battle blob and the space station currently on that side. And here, yeah, 4 trade. Maybe that frigate hampering him a little bit. 1 short of the hive.
It's true. If that frigate were an explorer. Look what he just did.
I like this. It's
That's
aggressive,
a very aggressive play.
But it did give him to an early junkyard, which.
And the junkyard's going to serve him in 3 ways. First of all, being an early junkyard, it's going to let him thin his deck over time. Second of all, he knows he's staring down an assault from the blob, and that's going to give him an effective extra 6 authority every shuffle at least, if not more. And third of all, red is underrepresented right now, which means that red is due to come up, because math works that way sometimes, right? One time, dealer, one time. And because he's moving into red before his opponent has, if he can continue that going forward into other cards, maybe he can build to something. That's obviously a tertiary benefit. The first 2 are far more important.
Yeah. So it's looking like we might be having some internet issues right there. Turn seemingly not sending over, but there we go. So we move back on.
That's a tough discard too.
Yeah,
because for me, for me, I mean, I wouldn't have even. That's tough.
Yeah, so with the 4 trade, he could have obviously bought the barter world.
Yep.
And now it's a Corvette and a wasted trade, basically.
I mean, you could have even justifiably picked up 2 explorers there, given how expensive the board is.
Yep. And here we see a recycling station being picked up. Recycling station, one of my favorite cards. The ability to get to your good cards faster.
Yep.
And, what these combines well with Junkyard. Discard some cards, grab them from there.
Absolutely.
Combines well with Raider. If you manage to get that ally ability going.
So, speaking about expensive cards, he was set up for this a while ago, and we are now going into an extremely long game. It's going to be fascinating. This is red versus green going all the way back.
So he picked up the machine base and not the mothership that we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas on why he might be doing that?
No, I mean, I think he's committed to stretching the game out. He doesn't think that his opponent can pick up mothership next turn. I'm pretty sure that but he can. Oh, bad news.
Yeah, I wonder.
So I think he was matching his opponent's defensive posture, right? So his opponent picks up Junkyard. So he thinks that he's going to stretch it into a longer game. So he's going to respond to that by also stretching it into a longer game on his own. And all things being equal, because he was ahead before, if they both pick up 1 defensive measure, then he should still be the same amount ahead.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, his opponent picked up mothership.
So now we'll see if he tries to pair his battle blob with the hive or as they sometimes say, always buy the cutter. Cutter a very strong early play. The amount of health or authority that it gains you over time, obviously very strong.
He's going 4 colors now, which is awkward. We seem to have lost a little bit of focus, as has his deck.
There we go. We're back in. So we have now. Yeah, this is an awkward one. Are you buying the Explorer?
You are.
I guess you are, because the board's so expensive.
So there's 3 damage that wasn't dealt over. So Junkyard's now going to get a second scrap. Although that is.
Yeah, I see that Viper is looking
fine.
Not long for this world. There we go.
Especially considering how long this game's going to go. So as a reminder to our viewers at home, the winner of this game, it's a 1-game match in this tournament until you get to the top 8. The winner of this game will be in our top 8 and competing for a slice of $1,000.
Once again, seeing a little bit of
Yeah, with all of our, we've got
slow internet.
we've got a great attendance at the White Wizard Games Fair 2016, and if you're local to Framingham, Central New England, you can come on down. We're at the Sheraton Framingham, and we'd love to see you. We've got many people beating the heck out of our Wi-Fi during this tournament right now.
Yep, and here we see, so we're going back to Otomo's turn, who is now using his machine base, likely scrapping a scout here. Can't imagine him scrapping one of the other cards.
Yeah, no, look at this.
And going to Corvette, another scout.
Not quite sure why he scrapped the scout from his hand, though.
Well, he has to, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
Draw the scrap.
Yes.
And 3 scouts, perfect to buy that ram. Goes well with his battle blob. Try to get some more damage in there.
You know why he scrapped it from his hand? He had to.
Because he had to. Strong analysis here at the White Wizard Games Fair.
So, which screen do we have here? We have Gamma. Well, this is Otomo. And as we welcome back Jay Lansdale to the desk, doing a yeoman's job getting things together. So Otomo has 3 trade. He's just going to pick up some damage, and he's got the whole rainbow. But he's laying down the beats. He's going to put it down to his opponent down to 21 in a moment.
Yeah, and so for the
is he considering scrapping his ship? No way, right?
I don't think so. Okay. So for the remainder of this round, we're going to watch from the perspective of Otomo. The other device is having some internet trouble, and we can't resolve it in the short time. While we're trying to get this round finished as well, because there's other people in this tournament. So we're going to be watching this, and we'll see the opponent's plays come in as after he makes them. So currently waiting on Richard Matney to make his move.
And we continue to wait for, there we go, here comes some action. And that is a lot of action.
So if we got a blob world in play, we got a hive, there's a recycling station, and this might turn the tide. Because, buying power, I mean, we can buy, you could buy a central office, but at this point, we need some damage to get through those bases.
Yeah, he's not even going to be able to hit anything here.
Yeah, scrap his Explorer, but the 2 combat goes to waste because it's not enough to get through a recycling station. It's looking like he might have some damage next turn, but I'm fearing this turn that's coming up. The Hive automatically drawing an extra card. Blob World potentially drawing more cards or just smacking on that damage.
Yeah, so Otomo's at 38 health. So 38 authority. So he's in no danger of losing the game this turn, knowing the cards that are in the deck. However, he probably has 2 turns to find some defense, or else he's in a lot of trouble, and he doesn't have a shuffle in front of him. So let's look at the defense of his deck. He's got 12 defense. He's got between 4 and 6 authority gain. So if he draws well in a moment, that'll help him. Here we see all of that come down quickly from Matney.
And that earlier combo that we talked about, the recycling station, discarding cards for junkyard. And see, there we go. That's about a little over half of the Matney's health.
So he's gonna make this look pretty. He's gonna draw a bunch of things. Probably scraps the mothership.
There we go. First the outposts. So those have to go down first. 14 damage.
Oh, if he scraps the mothership, that'll give him another 4. That'll put him at 18 damage.
18 is 3 short, though.
Yes, however...
And then you leave the Hive in the Blob World. This is
tough. So he could put his opponent in check, chess style. He's looking at the amount of damage in his deck, and he has barely enough if he doesn't draw an outpost. If my memory is correct, there are no outposts remaining in Atomo's deck. So
well, we're looking at Atoma. So in Matney's
sorry,
deck,
in Matney's deck.
No worries. So we're trying to figure out.
Right? Yeah, I'm right. There's no outputs left.
But a bunch of damage though.
It's true.
Yeah, if you I don't.
I mean, do you take out the Blomp World?
I think you take out at least the Blob World, possibly also the Hive. But so the issue is here that you're not even guaranteed to be able to deal 3 damage if you do everything to your opponent here.
So
yeah, so he's going with both.
Well, I don't know if I like that because if Matney
so he also scraps his Ren, I guess he's thinking, well, I'm unlikely to get my opponent, with the 3 damage. And indeed, looking at his hand, he would have dealt 2. So possibly a good decision.
What did he get with his Ram? I didn't see it.
He got the Barter World. So I think at this point he's thinking, well, I'm hoping to draw my outposts, hoping not to die to this onslaught that's coming from Matney, and then leveraging that Barter World as if maybe either some help to survive a little longer, or have another way to trigger the ally ability on the cutter that's still in his deck. Hoping that way to stay alive and convert that into damage. I'm not sure it's gonna work because there was a lot of damage hiding in Matney's deck still. But we'll see. We're
tense moments
now.
Yep. Yeah, when both players have less than 20 authority, the game doesn't have much left in it. And as I said, the winner of this game is going to advance to our top 8. Oh, he's not going to kill him this turn. He barely did anything this turn.
Oh,
so what that means is that Matney's hand is full of hate.
Yeah, it's probably stacked this round.
So, I mean, this is tough. He's at 6.
I think, yeah.
He's staring down, what's that? So it's going to be like 13, 15. So that's not enough. He's going to need to draw Stealth Needle.
Well, so
if he draws Stealth Needle and one of the green cards, he wins.
It really depends on the draw. So the Blob Destroyer has the ability to destroy an outpost outright, which, in this case basically adds 5 damage. Mm-hmm. And yeah, indeed,
so he's at 21. Yep.
We're adding, some health because it's tricky. Because if let's say he draws a Blob Destroyer and a Mothership together, we're going to come real close. We draw a Blob Destroyer and a Stealth Needle.
Blob Destroyer and Stealth Needle. Yep.
You draw a Mothership and a Stealth Needle. If you're drawing so many cards, the game's
over. Yeah, no, because he draws 4 cards then. If he draws Mothership and Stealth Needle, he draws his entire deck and the shuffle. Yeah. So he'll draw the 3 cards left. He'll shuffle in. I'm pretty sure that the game's there, but he doesn't draw the Stealth Needle. Oh, we have a randomized collection of cards, and that means that things happen sometimes, and this could be an unexpected, dramatic comeback from Atomo. Look at him go.
That's a bunch of damage. And see, indeed, the Barter World helping out that cutter, keeping his own authority.
Get that authority. There you go.
And blowing it up, trying to get.
He's blowing it up because it's not gonna.
Yeah, it's not gonna stay. It's only gonna keep him alive, and it's not gonna. This game's not.
Although hiding behind the
machine base,
maybe.
But we know that now he's gonna have that Mothership Stealth Needle draw half.
Right.
Half my pile of cards.
Yeah, no, he's about to draw. Yeah, plenty.
And so this is he scrapped his Battle Blob and his Ram,
right?
Which I think might now come back to bite him. Because he scrapped all his big damage dealers. So while he's surviving, he's having a real hard time actually getting Matney down. And
however, as it happened, if he didn't scrap the Ram,
he would not have the
game would be over, or it would be, I think, over right now.
Yeah, it's obviously always tough to tell. But there we go. Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
No, it's gonna be close. There's 18.
Yep.
There we go. We've got there.
Oh, congratulations to Richard Matney, taking down Atomo, the writer of our Rescue Run book.
Yes.
Well done, guys.
No amount of scrapping could rescue that bad opening or unfortunate opening. So Richard Matney advances into the top 8. We're going to set up the top 8 right now. We'll be back in a few minutes for more StarRealms action.